I am live, and you are listening to the Health Coach Nation podcast. I'm your host, Hailey Rowe, marketing and sales strategist and coach. I work with online coaches and service providers on helping them grow their business. And one of the ways that we do that is through collaboration marketing. So if you are new to partnerships and collaboration marketing, this episode is going to be for you. And I have a really exciting announcement. I actually have been building a program called Collabs to Cash Blueprint. And originally was thinking it's going to be like a, really high ticket program over the course of probably 8 weeks. But then I realized I have my Work Smart Marketing Club, which is my monthly membership. And it's something where we meet twice a month for Q&A calls, and you get access to resources to help you with marketing and sales and coming up with your no-brainer offer. And you get some bonus courses that help you with your messaging and your niche and all the things for just $97 a month. And I thought, you know what? The path of least resistance right now for me to get this into the hands of as many people as possible is to offer it as a bonus for my members and to go through it with them live. And I can't say this is going to be in the program forever because it could really stand alone as its own high ticket program. But I thought I have to get this out there and I want to do it. And I want to help as many people get partnerships and collabs underneath their belt because that is one of the fastest ways to grow your audience. So soon, I have not announced when I'm going to be releasing it just yet, but it's going to be when you join, you're going to get access to the resources of it, but then we're going to all go through it together soon. So if you want to be kept in the loop about that and you want instant access, you could join the membership. But if you want to go through it with us live with the live coaching sessions, I will be announcing the date for that soon. So the way you're going to want to hear about that is to get on my email list at haileyrowe.com. Or if you're ready to just join the membership and get the resources and then start with us with live coaching, you can join the membership right away at haileyrowe.com/worksmart. And if you need the link, you can always DM me, but that is something I'm really excited about because this has been, as you grow older in business, you start to realize what marketing methods work the best, what you see working for your clients the best, and you just start to refine it until it's like a fine tooth. I don't know if that's the right word. Till it's like a smooth system. And collaborations is something that I've been able to do that with. And it's a fun marketing strategy because you're not, having to post all the time. You're interacting with somebody, whoever your collab partner is. So I really do think collaboration marketing is like growing your business the fun way. So if you're new to hearing about collaborations, what is a collaboration? Basically, it's when you and somebody who complements your business, so they don't do the exact same service as you, they complement your business and share a similar audience to you or the kind of audience that you want to attract. That is when you partner up with them to do something together to cross promote or to send each other traffic online, or this can be something you do locally. So there's tons of different types of collaborations. There's being a guest on a podcast. There's doing a live interview swap with somebody. There's doing a guest training for somebody's audience. There's doing what we call a freebie swap. If you have an email lead magnet and you guys share each other's email lead magnets with each other's email lists. There's, being a part of a bundle or a summit where you contribute some kind of prize and everybody cross promotes it with their audience. There's giveaways you could do with partners where you guys both contribute some kind of prize and you grow each other's audiences for people to enter the giveaway. So there is just a ton of things that you can do. And one of the questions that came up, I was just on a panel with amazing business women, and it was about collaborations. And one of the questions that was asked is, how do you know when you're ready to start pitching collaborations? And it's important to know who you serve because you don't just want to collaborate with anyone and everyone. You want to collaborate with people who share a similar audience to you So you need to know who you serve. That's number one. And if you're not sure your niche or you're not sure who you want to help, you can get my free niche training at HaileyRowe.com. There's a little pop-up that will come up, or it's just on the homepage if you scroll down, and that'll get you clear on your message. But you need to know who that is. You need to know what you have to offer, because the whole goal of this collaboration is to grow your audience so that you can drive more people to your offer. So you got to have an offer or something to share with people. And then you need to have a place to send people if you're going to do a collab. So if you're going to do a collab with somebody, you are going to want to have either a social media account that, if you don't have a freebie yet to grow your email list, which is the best case scenario, you got to have maybe a social media account you want to send everyone to, or a Facebook group you want to send everyone to, or your website or somewhere to send people. So you need that. And then you need to have an idea of who are the right collab partners for you, meaning they share the similar audience, you complement what each other does, and you have a value match, right? So if I work with mostly women who are moms or something like that, I may not want to collaborate with a man community who's all about alpha male, and maybe we complement each other's services, but our audiences don't really match, right? Or if I was just somebody on the panel had mentioned they're Christian, and they tend to bring their faith into their work, and so they're not going to collaborate with somebody who's has like a new agey audience, right? So there's just not the value match there. So that is how you know you're ready to start. You have an offer, you have a place to send people, you know who complements the kind of work that you do, and you've maybe started to research some potential partners. That is how you know you're ready. And the other thing I will say is, you don't have to have every single thing in your business figured out to get started with collaborations, but you need to have enough of an understanding of who you are and what you do that you can confidently share that you can know what kind of partners are right for you, things like that. Now, one of the things that I also get asked, because if you're a beginner, chances are you don't have a big audience. You don't have a big social media following. A lot of people don't know who you are. So if you want to collaborate with other people, but you have a small audience and you're worried that people will not want to collaborate with you because you have a small audience, there's a couple tips to work through this. Number one, you can start small, meaning you could go out in your community, find a local business owner who complements what you do. Let's say I'm a health coach. I might go in my community, I might connect with an acupuncturist, and I might say, hey, we both help people with health and wellness or symptoms they don't like. What if we did a collaboration of some kind where we co-hosted a workshop, or we had a co-hosted Q&A call for your people or community or whatever? Or what if we simply, I'm going to offer a free private XYZ type of call this month to 5 people. Do you know 1 or 2 people who might be interested? And vice versa, I'll think about the same for you. So you don't have to do a big, huge collab. You don't have to be on a giant podcast if you have a teeny tiny audience and you're worried you won't get accepted. But I also want to add, sometimes it's worth taking the shot, because I've had times where I thought somebody was way out of my league and I reached out about a collab and we still collaborated. So it doesn't, obviously I wouldn't reach out to Oprah if your audience is 2 people and, she has millions of followers. But what I do want you to think about is, what do I have to bring to the table? What's in it for the partner who I'd be working with? And how can I make it useful for them, even though I have a small audience? So another angle you could take, if you don't have a big audience to bring to the table, is saying, I'll make all the graphics for this, or I'll write up the posts to promote the workshop, or whatever it may be that you could do to make it easier for the other person, and or more of a value add for their audience and make them look good in some way, shape, or form. That's what you want to focus on. So it's always coming back in marketing to that question of what is in it for someone else, right? So if you are trying to figure out, where to start with the collaboration and what kind of collaboration you want to do. One of the best places to start is to think about what are your strengths. So do you love talking and being interviewed and being on video? Do you love writing? What, again, where are you going to be sending people, so that when you're choosing a collab angle, you're picking something already aligned with somewhat of your strengths. Now, you should want to develop your skills in ones that you don't have yet. Let's say you're not good on camera. That doesn't mean avoid any camera collabs. It just means that let's start with what's easier for you, just to get you in the swing of doing collabs, and then you can grow into doing a podcast or whatever it could be. And to remind yourself, it's okay to start small. You don't have to collaborate with somebody with a huge audience. You guys can both have a small audience and get started together, and you can build your audience through that, get a couple under your belt, and then start to reach out to bigger opportunities. One of the other things, though, that I think people get intimidated by is, well, what if I get too many collabs, or I plan too many things. And the thing that I tell clients is you can book these way in advance. You can give yourself time to prepare. You don't have to book all of them in 1 week. But you want to start to get a pitch template together, meaning something that you can customize for each person you pitch for a collab, but overall you have a similar structure to the message. So you share, why you think it'd be a good idea to collaborate together, what's in it for them, who you serve, the kind of collab idea that you have, and seeing, would you be open to exploring collab? And you want to keep it short. You want to keep it a question, not a forceful, let's collaborate. Let's make it into, hey, would you be open to exploring a collaboration? So there's steps to this that are very systematic. It's one of those things where we start by thinking about what kind of partners do you want to have, researching where they are, planning your pitch, doing that, booking your first collab, getting the assets ready for that, all of that kind of stuff. And I go through that in my collaboration strategy guide that is going to be a bonus now in the inner circle for right now. And so we're going to go through it all together, and you're going to have the assets to start using in your business, so that you're not having to guess, where do I start? How do I do this right? How do I make the most of this with my partner? How do we promote it afterwards? All the different things that come with a collaboration. And if you have questions about this, let me know. I have a lot of other podcast episodes about collaborations and partnerships that you can check out. But hopefully this gives you a bit of an idea of where would you start? What do you need to have in place before you get started? Can I do this even though I'm a beginner? Yes, you can. And if you want to join us in the Work Smart Marketing Club to get a deeper dive into this, you can go to HaileyRowe.com/worksmart. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.